What the hell happened, Texas? I mean, as you guys may or may not know, I've been looking for a new place to land, a new place to plant the flag. And Texas seemed like it was a pretty sweet deal. The governor, I think Abbott, he invited Jersey folks out there. He was like, "Hey, Jerseyans, man, y'all want to come through? Come on!" Like, I'm like, I bet, but this is like ridiculous. And it's coming to us from NBC News. Texas police officer shoots woman to death inside her home. A Fort Worth police officer checking out a residence with an open door opened fire on a 28-year-old woman inside her home. This is the body cam footage that shows moments before an officer shoots a woman inside her home. Let's press play. Okay, I press play. Come on, NBC. You're just the worst. Is that it? No, it's not getting it. NBC's not getting it. Come on, guys. Uh, okay, screw it. This is written by Dennis Romero. A Fort Worth police officer checking out a residence with an open door opened fire on seriously. Okay, so the officers is responding to neighbors' concerns about doors being left open at the home. So then, instead of going and knocking and checking in on their neighbors, why did they call the police? I mean, if you're neighbors, right? Why? Like, we're neighbors. You should know this person well enough to be like, "Hey, man, your door's open. What's going on?" Go walk up, ring the bell. I mean, and why didn't the police just ring the bell? That's you. That usually, I'm telling you, I have had neighbors who have left their doors open. And what I will do is I walk up, I ring the bell. I'm like, "Hey, yeah, you left your door open." And they're like, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you." I'm like, "Ah, yeah, I appreciate you too. This is what neighbors are for." And you keep it pushing. That's what community is. Like, why were the police even called? This is interesting. Okay, but we're gonna leave it on a pause because I'm not gonna sit here and wait for NBC to get their crap together. So, the shooting early Saturday occurred less than 2 weeks after a police officer in nearby Dallas was found guilty of murder for fatally shooting a man in his home. That's the Amber Geiger case in 2018. In both cases, the officers are white and the victims were African American. Okay, so NBC News. How about the victims were civilians and the people who pulled the trigger were police officers? All right, you didn't have to do that. I see what you did there. Stop being dicks. On the Fort Worth shooting at 2:25 a.m. Saturday, authorities have the officer's body camera footage, and we just tried to play that, but no, we ain't even. I'm not dealing with that nonsense today. According to NBC Dallas Fort Worth, the imagery shows the perspective of the officer outside a home, peering inside a window using a flashlight, spotting someone inside standing near a window and telling her, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," before opening fire. Fort Worth police said one shot was fired. Police officers entered the home and began providing emergency medical care to the woman, but she was pronounced dead, police said. The Tarrant County medical examiner identified her as Atatiana Koquice Jefferson. Boom. According to NBC Dallas Fort Worth, and I'm just going to call her Miss Jefferson. That's uh, respect, darling, by all means. Sad to see you go. She was light skinned. a gun a gun was found inside the home, police said, but it wasn't clear if the woman was near it at the time of the shooting. Neighbor James Smith said he called the police non-emergency number when he noticed the open door. But James, why didn't you just knock? Why didn't you just ring the bell? Okay, like, "Hey, yo, your door's open. Take care of that." Like, what is, like, what is the parameters of your community here, man? If you don't feel safe with the police department, then who do you feel safe with? He said. Well, you're supposed to feel safe with your neighbor. Your neighbor is supposed to be like, "Ding dong, hey man, take care of this, cause I can't help but notice this. This can't lead to anything good." That's what the neighbors are for. That's what the neighbors are for. I'm sorry. Community failed. Hold on. Let's get this name. Atiania. Ata- Atania. I'm sorry, darling, but your community failed you in this sense because there was literally no need to call the police. Okay. Amber Carr, Jefferson's sister, questioned the officer's training. I just don't understand, she said. And you know what? I mean, that's the thing. They've lowered and changed the standards for police so much. They've switched up this training so quick, so fast, that I'm just not sure that, they're catching the best learning that they can. But a lot of it is instinctual. You don't know how a person is going to react under pressure. It really is like you can put them through all the training exercises that you want, but at the end of the day, they know that they're training. They know that there's no real consequence to their actions, even at the subconscious level. So when you get them out there on the streets, and something real goes down, boom, or something that they perceive as real is going down, then this is sad. This really is. The officer, who has been with the department since April 2018, was placed on administrative leave while the shooting is under investigation. The department's major case and internal affairs units and the Tarrant County District Attorney's Law Enforcement Incident Team will conduct the investigation. Police said evidence would be forwarded to District Attorney to determine the final outcome. Fort Worth Mayor Betsy Price released a statement saying that Chief of Police Ed Krause and his command staff would act with immediacy and transparency to conduct a complete and thorough investigation. Of course they will. Writing a statement like this is tragic and something that should never be necessary. A young woman has lost her life, leaving her family in unbelievable grief. All of Fort Worth must surround dang it, I was about to call her Atlanta. Atatiana's Jefferson's family with prayers, love, and support, Price said. The body camera footage, with the exception of imagery of the exterior from the home, would be released, police said. The 2018 killing of Botham Jean in Dallas sparked national headlines. The then officer accused of murdering her neighbor said she had mistakenly entered the wrong apartment after a long shift on patrol when she believed someone was in her home and opened fire. Amber Geiger was sentenced to 10 years behind bars, which, plenty of people are just like, oh no, she needs to go under the jail. Not particularly realizing the blonde white woman privilege that, if you want to talk about anybody in this country that got privilege, it is the blonde white woman. It will forever be the blonde Aryan white woman. Okay? Make no mistake. All right? So, respect to Miss Jefferson. All right? God bless the dead. That whole shebang. But when it comes to these situations, it's tragic. It really is. But this individual, the cop that ended up pulling the trigger, I don't think that the training really would have helped in such a situation if they were that squirrely. If we were gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, oh like it reminds me of the Dave Chappelle bit where he's just like, oh, he's still here, and just knocks the what's the name just complete. And I'm sorry, not to make light, but oh my goodness, that's about as far as I can take it, because I'm not there. I'm not in Texas, so I can't sit here and be like, oh my goodness, well, the PD is just aiming to kill Negroes and stuff. I'm not really feeling that. Not on this end. This feels like an accident more than anything else, like a very squirrely cop that was just like, oh, Like, like he couldn't particularly handle himself. He didn't know how to handle himself. He didn't have the proper mentality going in, and that's something that maybe psychologists can work out or not. But, either ways, respect Miss Jefferson. Sorry to see you go, darling. And no, she wasn't a 35%. But somebody thinks she was, and she had family, and she had people that cared about her. She had people that loved her. So with all due respect, ma'am, sorry to see you be released from the mortal coil. So with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, yeah, go ahead, do that too. I'm not scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and like. I mean, let's be real and speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments. Like there you got the people like you got the Sean Kings, and you got the Tariq Nasheeds and the Moist Twatkins and everybody and their mother that'll try to sit here and be like, oh my goodness, oh, black women, they're under attack. Like, oh my goodness, since she's particularly a black woman, they're gonna be like, oh my goodness, we're under attack, they're killing us out here. Instead of like, oh yeah, I have my own life and things to do. And this right here, there was absolutely no need. James Smith, you should have walked in that damn house, bro. Like, I'm kind of like looking at James Smith funny, because, bro, what are you doing? I like, why? How could you not just ring the bell for your neighbor? Like, hey, yo, your door's open. Like, how are we that departed from what America used to be? I'm like, America used to be like, yo, neighbor, hey, how's it going, man? I know you. How you doing? All right, we good. We have a rapport. That's just not what it is anymore. To whereas neighbors are like, oh yeah, I gotta call the cops and to check in on this person because I don't have I don't know. I don't have the inclination to go and check myself. I don't know. I'm thinking like I'm seeing James Smith as the biggest villain in all of this. Sorry, James. I'm sorry, bro, but it is what it is. But hey, you may be thinking something different. So if you are, my comments are always open. And as you guys have seen, I'm not a dick when it comes to people who disagree with me. I'm just, hey, it is what it is. I'm a smart ass. All right. I got an answer for everything. So if you wanna, no matter what it is, my comments are always open to you guys. All right. So until the next one.